Everybody, this is Natalie from Light of Ascension Tarot. Thank you for being here today. It's been a very busy week at my day job, and so I haven't really been able to post this week, and next week is going to be kind of busy too, but I hope to get back to a more regular schedule after that. And I know I will, actually, because I love posting videos and I love interacting with you all. And today's video on Light of Ascension Tarot is called What Ancient Esoteric System Has Wisdom for You Now and Why? Okay. And we're going to get into all the piles. We have 3 piles to choose from. For those of you that are finding this channel independently, I do have another tarot channel called powermoontarot by Natalie H. And there's a link in my description box to that channel. On that channel, I do primarily pick a card, love and relationship, 18+ type readings. And for those of you that want to follow me on Instagram or TikTok, details for how to do so are in my description box. And thank you for supporting this channel and being here today. So the systems, the ancient esoteric systems that I picked for, in each pile is going to get 2 of them, and I'm going to randomly shuffle them. So I'll kind of read which ones we have here. So we have Taoism and Taoism. We have the Tree of Life as it relates to tarot and Jewish mysticism. We have Hinduism. We have Buddhism. We have Western astrology. And we have paganism, or the goddess and witches, okay? And, you know, I dabble in kind of all the systems. I really enjoy all the ancient systems. I wouldn't say... I mean, besides tarot, and I mean, I have studied astrology for many, many years. I started studying astrology when I was about 15, and I did spend a year or so studying Vedic astrology as well. So I do have some knowledge there. Also, my grandfather is from India. I do have family that is from there, and he is an Indian man. He's from Calcutta, and so I do have Indian in my bloodline. And I definitely respect all of these ancient systems as well. So if I say anything wrong or I get anything wrong, I made some notes on each card about each one, then do forgive me and be gracious, because we are all learning this great thing called spirituality, okay? And I know you will, because I know how you guys are. And I just really wanted to make a video about, you know, what ancient, and every pile is going to get 2 of these, and I just really wanted to make a video about what ancient system should you spend some time studying, or should you look at, what holds wisdom now for you and why, okay? So let's go ahead and tap into it. Spirit, can you help me organize this? Can you tell me when to stop? What ancient system? Okay, I think we're ready. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and deal these out. 1, 2, 3, and 1, 2, 3. Okay, so now you can go ahead and choose your pile. We have pile number 1, which is the Sugilite alien head, for those of you that are drawn to pile number 1. If you're drawn to pile number 2, you're going to choose the Citrine stone. And if you're drawn to pile number 3, you're going to choose the Amethyst. So I'll have a link in the description box to each one of the piles. Of course, you're more than welcome to watch more than one pile. And I'm going to go ahead and put the other piles aside, and we're going to go ahead and get into everybody's readings. I'm so excited. I'm so excited. Pile number 1. Okay, let's do it. And I think we should put a little Ganesh oil on, just for abundance and good luck, as I get into your reading, pile number 1. All right, let's go ahead and get into it. Let's get centered. Spirit, we're ready to receive, please, and thank you. Okay, pile number 1, welcome to your reading. You chose the Sugilite alien head, and today's reading is called What Ancient Esoteric System Holds Wisdom for You Now and Why? each pile has 2 different ancient systems that I picked. And there's 6 total and 3 piles, so each pile got 2. So your pile has 2 right here. I randomly shuffled them out at the beginning. So we're going to find out, and here are your oracle cards as well here. We're going to find out what ancient esoteric system holds wisdom for you and what should you further study at this time. Okay, pile number 1. So, and I just want to mention for everyone too that it's most important to study within ourselves and to go within, right? But a lot of times there are ancient systems that really hold a lot of wisdom. So let's get into it. What did you get? Pile number 1. Wow, okay, you guys got Taoism and Taoism, and I'm going to talk about what that is in a minute if you haven't heard of it before. And oh, I knew it. I just had a feeling you guys got paganism, the goddess, and witches, okay? And it's so interesting because Taoism and Taoism is very much about living in harmony with nature. Humans and animals should live in harmony and balance with the universe, right? And we talk about paganism, we're talking about, you know, nature worshiping, healers, protectors, the fairies, the gnomes, the divine feminine, being in nature, appreciating beauty, very calm and peaceful energy, okay? So we're going to get deeper into your reading, but first I just want to, and again, I'm not an expert in Taoism. I have read some stuff, but so for those of you that are experts in it, you know, be kind. But I just want to read you a little bit about it. So Taoism or Taoism is a Chinese philosophy and religion that instructs in how to exist in harmony with the universe, okay? Humans and animals should live in harmony and in balance with the universe. And, you know, the Tao is actually called the Way. And during that, we talk a lot about Qi, or energy that guides us. With Taoism, we really look at yin and yang energies, light and dark, hot and cold, action and inaction, and duality. Also, too, wanted to mention the I Ching. For those of you that, the I Ching is actually the world's oldest oracle, even older than tarot. And this oracle is, you basically have 64 hexagrams that you make, and you read them intuitively, and they have specific meanings. Each line has a specific meaning. And there's actually a book, I think too, that, and I've read like 1 or 2 chapters in it before. I'm not an expert in the I Ching by any means, but for those of you that are intuitives, or you do readings yourself, or there's something about Chinese philosophy and religion, and you know, going way back, right? But Chinese philosophy that is going to resonate, I feel like, for you, pile number 1, okay? We're also, with this, I also wanted to mention Tai Chi. Some people are aware of Tai Chi as, you know, medicine and motion and in a way to relieve stress, okay? I actually went to a water Chi class one time, a long time ago, in a pool, where we were doing these really cool movements in a pool to kind of like relieve stress. And it was so cool. It was really, really cool. So something there for you guys with Taoism or Taoism. And there is a book called The Way by Lao Tzu, I think is how you say his name. And it's a pretty cool book. It's very simple. It's just like a few sentences here and there, but it's really deep, like super, super deep. And a lot of wisdom there. Okay, and then the second system that you guys got is working with the goddess. So working with Gaia, working with Hecate, working with Hathor. Those are 3 goddesses that I wrote down for you. Getting into nature, right? Being in nature, appreciating the beauty, relaxing, respecting the land, right? Rainforest protection, and you know, part of paganism looks at like basically all things have souls. The trees, the animals, the rivers, everything has a soul. And we can talk about like fairies and pixies and gnomes, spiritual and magical traditions, nature worshiping, healers and protectors of the earth. Okay, with goddess energy, we're also talking about the divine feminine, of course. Okay, so and for some of you, I feel like Kuan Yin, you know, she's a goddess who also, I feel like she's an important goddess for you guys here too. So I just wanted to kind of give you a brief summary, and maybe some of you guys have been exploring these areas. But for you guys, it's really getting out in nature, feeling the codes and the energy in nature, and being at harmony energetically within yourself and within your environment. Pile number one is what I feel like is so pleasing to your soul and so important to you, okay? And some of you guys may be learning spell work. You may be doing some type of spell work. And you may be linking up with other witches to talk about that and sharing community with that. We actually, in less than a month, we have Beltane coming up, which is wonderful. And I know some places are opening up and people are, getting more social again. And, maybe dancing the maypole would be very healing for your soul. I did that a couple years ago and I loved it. It was so playful. It was really a wonderful experience. So pile number one, let's go ahead and see why these ancient esoteric systems hold meaning and value for you right now. Pile number one, we have communication. Okay, so slowing down and getting the message, and feeling like we have enough energy to process everything that is going on around us, okay? Here we have the heart chakra. Okay, so some of you maybe need some peace with your heart chakra and some of the things that have been said, and needing to feel that chi, that energetic flow that happens, right? Let's see what else we get. We have number 9, curses. Okay, so maybe some of you guys have been feeling like somebody, maybe I don't want to like put it there, but I do feel like some of you may be feeling that, somebody did something against you, or somebody threw negative energy at you, right? And so that somebody could have been taking an action kind of against you from a metaphysical perspective. Pile number one, maybe you felt that in someone's communication and it really hurt, okay? And even if someone doesn't actually go and do a spell against someone else, you can still feel it energetically when certain energy is thrown at you, okay? And I feel like spirit, pile number one, is wanting you to have peace in your heart about especially some things that happened in the past that made you feel like your family line or your genetic line, or that something that you were doing was just kind of cursed or hopeless, okay? Yeah, we have tiger energy, high priestess. I really associate this tiger energy, high priestess energy with Isis or Artemis as well too. The goddess really coming through strong in this reading to protect you. Look at the eyes. Look at how serious that is. I really feel this tiger spirit here, pile number one, as a protective spirit for you. If there was someone that you felt cursed you or hurt you, or with the way that they communicated, right? And now you're seeking redress from that, or now you are wanting to have some fierce kind of mother tiger kind of energy around you, okay? And call on the tiger as an animal totem. This is a very fierce animal here showing up for you. Also, tigers in Asian culture, I forget how, you guys might want to look that up. Tigers like in Asian culture, or as it relates to Taoism or Taoism, read about what it says about tigers, because I feel like there could be something really informative for you there, okay? So definitely getting that fire energy, that protection energy here for you, and resonating with the energy of Artemis and Isis with this tiger, okay? Is what I'm feeling here. And we have Saturn, right? So challenging communication that feels very heavy, that feels very weighty, maybe feeling like, rejected, or feeling like, you love someone. Some of you guys, I feel like, gave your heart, and you feel like, oh my God, I gave my heart and this is what happens. It happens all the time. I gave my heart, okay? Getting Virgo energy here. But Spirit's wanting to remind you of your power and your strength with this tiger symbol here. And we could have had some very heavy, disappointing, rejecting, or sad communication that happened here, or just finding it difficult to speak our truth at times. I feel here too as well, pile number one, okay? We have endless opportunities. It's wonderful to have the freedom to choose. However, sometimes indecision can be almost suffocating. So get into your body and let your gut feeling guide the way. Yeah, that's why we're talking about the divine feminine and the tiger and the heart chakra here. Letting that guide you. Let the gut feeling guide you. You have options and opportunities you may not have realized. Yeah, Saturn feeling limited here, guys. The universe wants to give you what you want. It's all there. So reach out and wholeheartedly choose it. Choose your heart. Okay, and while you sit on the fence, your experiences are diluted and confusing. We live in a time of choices. Sometimes reasons and limitation are direct choices, and we feel unfulfilled as a result. Choose life from a place of heart, compassion, and integrity, and you can't go wrong. All right, do not limit yourself at all here, pile number one. That is a clear message. We have movement, okay? And that came out on curses. So there might be a situation that you guys need to move on from, you need to let go of, or you may feel that you've had in the past, but then it just comes right back in. But Spirit wants to say there's endless opportunities to get it right. We have, Saturn is here for a reason. It's here to show us, like, you know, sometimes it feels like, oh, I'm failing, or oh, I can't get this right, or oh, I continually mess this up. Right? And Spirit is saying here, no, you're doing great. You have endless opportunities here, pile number one, to kind of move, to get some change and flow and energy and movement. When we talk about like Tai Chi and we talk about that change and that flow and that movement, right? Here with this card number 28 and not feeling limited anymore. Body and soul, right? This is so important for you right now. And I do feel like some type of medicine to the body or movement is really helpful for you right now, pile number one. It's good for your body. It's good for your soul. Some of you guys need to stretch out more and you need to move around more. And you need to get kind of back into that slinky kind of divine feminine sort of moving in a kind of stalking kind of energy. I don't mean like go out and stalk people, but you know what I mean? It's kind of like getting into your instincts again. I feel like pile number one for you, body and soul. Moving your body will help your soul here to get out of, if you've been in a funk or you've been upset or other people's actions have been disturbing your flow, get ready to kind of take your own course is what I feel here, pile number one. Ooh, we have action. Right as I said that, get ready to take some action, and we have action and movement, right? So take some form of action without regrets. Examine what is holding you back from taking action and cut it loose. You will get the most immediate results from acting decisively. No maybes. So no maybes at this time. Action, action. We want action, and we want it from the heart space so that we know we're making the right decision. And we need to communicate with, we need to communicate internally and externally and address any limitations that we feel. But I feel like this is the energy of getting going and getting moving, okay? But, and I love it here too. Look at the way she's handling the sword. And I love her concentration, right? But it comes from training. It comes from knowing how to hold that sword and be really on point, okay, pile number one. And I feel like Spirit is saying you have what you need here. It's time to take action, all right? Even if it's at night. With the tiger here, it's very nocturnal. Even if it's like a nighttime thing that you work on this, okay? Like I can see you guys up at night in your kitchen, like mixing up potions when everyone else is asleep, or studying things or reading things, sitting on your couch with a cup of tea, you know, reading a really, like even reading a book on Taoism. Like I said, there's one called The Way, or yeah, I think it's called The Way. I actually have it on my shelf. Also for, you know, Ursula, her name is Ursula, if I think of her last name, her first name is Ursula, and she writes about, you know, the way in Taoism and stuff. And I can't go, Ursula Goen, I think her name is. It starts with a G. Correct me if you know exactly what it is, pile number one, but she kind of wrote a book like reinterpreting the way as it was written before. And she also, I think she passed away, but she's amazing. And there's stuff on YouTube that you can find about her and talks and different things that she said or quotes, and it's really powerful, okay? So maybe mixing some of that, you know, maybe taking a look at some books on Taoism, because they're very like short sentences, and then turning them into a spell and putting it on your altar. That could be very powerful for you, okay, pile number one? So let's go ahead and see, what does pile number one need right now? Why is paganism and Taoism coming up for pile number one? What is pile number one needing right now? Three of Cups, I talked about you being in a community with other people, being able to kind of share the love and the connection. So I talked about like dancing the maypole at Beltane. I've done that before. It's just an example of something you can do, but definitely communion, communication, connecting with other people, right? Organizing around something with other people that all of you love, that feels important to all of you. Feeling like some of you guys needing to have a good time, spend time with friends. Enjoy the simplicity. Communicate your feelings as well here. Don't hold back the feelings, all right? Yeah, again, communicating your feelings. We have 10 of Swords. So coming from a space where you may have been very tired, pile number one, you may have felt very overworked or overlooked, or just you feel like every day like you're getting up like, you know, and your body feels crunchy, or you're really working hard and people aren't really noticing, right? And I feel like Spirit is saying this is why it's good for you to be out in nature, because this 10 of Swords reminds me of like when we've spent like 3 hours on TikTok and it's like 3 a.m. and we're like, oh my God, I just have, you know, it's kind of like a technology burnout in a way, okay? And it's like we just need to kind of get out in nature again and enjoy some good times, either, you know, with us and our guides or us and friends or whatever it may be, right? And this feeling that like people don't really notice or care is kind of what I'm also getting here for you, pile number one. And I don't think it's true. I think it's, you know, I mean, I think you have been through a time where things have been quiet or things have been difficult, but I also do feel like there is love around you here with this 3 of Cups, okay? But the point of the matter is that I feel like you felt very kind of disconnected from the crowd or disconnected from the party type of thing. And sometimes we need that to kind of go internal, right? But let's go ahead and see what else is pile number one needing here. We have the Princess of Wands, right? So it's definitely time to bounce back to the extent that you can and you feel able to, pile number one. It's definitely time to bounce back and get cute again. Get cute, get fun, get frivolous, get happy, and move your body, right? Whether it's dance, whether it's taking a walk, whether it's just walking around the block with your dog, whether it's, you know, power walking around the mall, you know, whatever you're into, pile number one. I feel like Spirit is saying it's time to get happy. It's time to get excited. It's time to take those first steps so we can take action, okay? It's time to kind of, you know, regroup after a period of feeling like, you know, we weren't a part of the party anymore, right? I mean, FOMO is a real thing, right? But I also feel like some of you guys may have just been like, I don't care about FOMO at some point. Let's see what else here. Let's see what else. We have 6 of Wands, but now I feel things are getting lighter. They're getting happier. You're getting your confidence back. Okay, pile number one. You're feeling a lot more like you're willing to be on display, or you're willing to interact with others, or you're willing just to have fun with yourself, you know? You're willing to, I feel like the energy that you're getting into, you're picking yourself up off the floor after a very challenging time or, you know, hard lessons with communication, okay? And I feel like you guys are just like, hey, I'm ready, you know? I'm ready for the magic now, all right? 6 of Wands, Princess of Wands. and I'm ready for the magic now, okay? Look, Ma, no hands, right? I feel like you guys are saying that too with the Six of Wands, finally getting into your body again. We have the Hierophant. So look at this all-knowing eye of the universe here. And I feel like this is Spirit saying, we got you, we're spying on you, and we're watching to make sure that you do these things for yourself because it's part of your progression, okay? And the Hierophant does have to do with, you know, esoteric systems. It does have to do with spiritual learning and spiritual teachers, all right? And I feel like Spirit is saying here with the Hierophant, this is your sign, this is your open door to like have fun, to be active. It doesn't, like, spirituality doesn't have to be some heavy thing that, you know, we feel like we need to just like go and meditate for hours and hours and hours. Because for you guys, I really do feel like it's about action and movement, moving your body and getting out of limitation, all right? So this Hierophant card here, I feel like Spirit is kind of spying on you jokingly here and saying, you know, we're watching your progress, and now is the time to just get outside and do something. Now's the time to feel lighter and have a bigger smile on your face. Now's the time to remember the fun things that you like to do when you were younger, or the things that you really love to do, and do more of them now. This is like, this type of energy is a spiritual teacher for you. Like, just thinking of stuff that you wanted to do when you were younger and doing them now. That's enough to unlock you, pile number one. It's not extremely complicated, okay? It's enough to just unlock your energy, okay? So any parting words here, Spirit, for pile number one of what they need to know here? What do they need to know? We have the Magician. Well, we talked about doing magic and witches and paganism and the goddess and everything. I'm ready for the magic now. That's what I was saying not only a few sentences ago, right? So Spirit's like, have fun with it, enjoy yourself, be playful. Know that when you do that, you're actually manifesting on a very serious level, and you don't sometimes even know you're doing it, I feel like. And you know, this really puts you in touch with your guides. I feel like one guide in particular who's quite advanced. I feel like some of you in pile number one, you could have a magical guide or somebody who is a witch, or, you know, like an ascended witch in a past lifetime here. And I feel like you guys have somebody watching over you. It's this tiger energy that came through. It's the Artemis Isis energy that I felt. And you have this energy supporting you. So Spirit's like, we got your back, we're watching you, and we got some power players lined up behind you. So what you need to do is put your hands up in the air and enjoy the ride, okay? Because you don't even have to worry about it. We've got you in our hands, okay? All we need you to do is take the first steps and get moving, all right? So what else? Any last parting words? All right, and your magic is just gonna grow. The more fun you have and the more you enjoy it, the more it's just gonna grow. And we have the Two of Pentacles here. So this, to me, I feel like really it talks about integrating our limitations. The Two of Pentacles is Jupiter and Capricorn, and that energy is really like, you know, Jupiter is this very expansive planet. Capricorn teaches us about our limitations so that we can, you know, perform in a structure, right? Which is very important. And you guys are learning to find that balance, your exuberance plus not going too far with it, right? Because, you know, when we love something, we may go a little bit too far and ride the wave a little bit too hard, right? And so whether it's work, a person, whatever it is, and Spirit is saying you are learning to balance this. Talk about Taoism and Taoism, talking about light and dark, yin and yang. You guys are learning to balance this, okay? This is really cool energy. Hangman is on the bottom of the deck, just showing me that you guys are ready for the magic now, baby. Okay, pile number one. So thank you so much, my lovelies. I hope you enjoyed your reading. Please let me know if that resonated for you, if you felt it in your bones, if you felt it in your heart chakra. I would love to hear about your experience, and if you have been studying any of these two esoteric systems already or been interested in them. Take care, my pile number ones, and we will see you again next time, lovelies. Okay, let's go ahead and get into pile number 2. All right, let's do it. Pile number 2, welcome to your reading. You chose the citrine stone. This beautiful citrine stone. It's like an orange. I feel like, I just want to eat it, right? But I'm not going to. I'm just gonna look at it. And your guys' reading is called What Ancient Esoteric System Holds Wisdom for You Now and Why? Each pile got 2 randomly chosen esoteric systems, and I'm going to read which ones, and then I'm going to read your oracle cards and your tarot cards, okay? And we're going to look at what 2 ancient esoteric systems have knowledge and healing for you right now, pile number 2. I dabble in a lot of these systems myself, and some of them I know a little bit more than others. So, you know, if you know a lot about this system and it's coming up for you, understand that Spirit is wanting you to go even further into it. If it's something new you've never heard of, then by all means, crack a book, get to know it, get learning, get going on your path, okay? So let's go ahead and get into it. Spirits, angels, and guides. Woohoo, connect me with the energy of pile number 2, please, and show me what esoteric systems hold resonance for them right now. I'm excited. Let's look and see pile number 2. I knew it. I knew you guys were going to get it. Hinduism and the Tree of Life, or Tarot. Maybe somebody here's name is Tara, or you know a Tara. But the Tree of Life and Tarot, the Hermetic Kabbalah, and Jewish mysticism. Okay, so that's a mouthful for you guys. You guys must be on the advanced path here. Okay, it's interesting I mentioned in the beginning of the reading with Hinduism because my grandfather is actually from Calcutta. So I did my 23andMe. I've got about 25%, 25% South Asia in my blood, okay? Which you wouldn't be able to tell by just looking at me, but I really do. And I love Hinduism. I actually really love it. And I studied Vedic astrology for a couple years, and I still do study it. I very much love it, okay? And Vedic astrology, or the Vedas, etc., they're all a part of that. They're part of Hinduism, and Vedic astrology is basically the science of light, the science of light, okay? So some of you guys maybe had your astrology chart read for Western purposes, but you need to get your Vedic astrology chart read, okay? And at the very least, study Rahu and Ketu in your chart, okay? And if you don't know what that is, it's the dragon's head and the dragon's tail. And in Western astrology, that would be the North Node and the South Node, okay, in your chart. So your North Node, and I'm just being very simplistic here, is like your spiritual purpose in life. And your South Node is like all your past, karma, all your past incarnations, all the information that you gathered. And Rahu and Ketu, basically, they give us a lot of information about, where our soul has been in the past and where it's currently at now. So maybe some of you guys are needing to explore past lives as well, and reincarnation. Maybe that's a big thing for you to do right now, pile number 2, or maybe even get a tarot reading here because we have the Tree of Life and Tarot. Getting a tarot reading on a past life, or seeing someone to do some past life Akashic Records readings, that type of thing with you to kind of work through some of that, okay? So I want to talk a little bit about Hinduism here first. Obviously, Hinduism is not just astrology. It's a huge system. It's very ancient. It's a gorgeous system. And, Hinduism is a way of life and a philosophy, and to know yourself is to know God. One thing I like about Hinduism is I feel like it really doesn't emphasize materialism. It's like letting go of materialism. At least that's how I felt like when kind of studying it myself. And talking about reincarnation in Hinduism, we study the Vedas. We look at the authority of the Vedas. In Hinduism, there's many gods and goddesses. So maybe some of you guys are needing to work with Ganesh or Lakshmi or Kali, or Parvati. You know, I'm just kind of giving you guys some names. There's so many, right? Vishnu. Maybe you're needing to listen to some chanting, some oming, okay? Studying the chakras. Also to Hinduism, also maybe vegetarianism is important for you right now. Vegan or vegetarianism, or exploring that, okay? In Hinduism, we talk about like a belief in karma, and we already talk about, you know, moksha. Basically, we all are trying to attain moksha, liberation and freedom from the cycles of death and rebirth, okay? So talking about our past lives and getting free from learning our lessons, moving on and moving into our current life focus, okay? And in Hinduism, we talk about dharma, or what our duties are in this lifetime. Artha is work, and kama is desire or passion. And like I said, moksha is liberation and freedom from the cycles of reincarnation, all right, from death and rebirth. So some of you guys, there could be a lot in Hinduism right now that holds some important wisdom to you, whether that's chanting, learning about the chakras, getting your Vedic astrology chart read, studying Rahu and Ketu in your chart, looking at past lives, exploring vegetarianism or veganism, okay? Something really wonderful there for you, pile number 2. We also have here, so every pile had 2, and we have the Tree of Life, okay? Have you guys studied the Tree of Life before? The Tree of Life actually, you know, originates, well, it goes way far back, but it's really akin with Jewish mysticism. And the Golden Dawn really kind of took that information and they associated it with what we call today the Hermetic Kabbalah. And it basically relates to the entirety of creation, and it places every tarot card basically on the Tree of Life, okay? And we start at the top of the Tree of Life with Keter, which represents the crown or spirit, and we go all the way down the Tree of Life until we get to Malkut, which is like Earth. It's like the World card. We start at the Fool and we go down to the World card, which is, you know, the 22 cards of the major arcana, okay? So the Tree of Life is an amazing, you know, esoteric concept that really draws together. It draws together astrology, it draws together tarot, it draws together like ancient mysticism, Jewish mysticism. It's really fascinating. And numerology, like everything is kind of in the Tree of Life. And so for those of you that read tarot, or you are just interested in this, or you study astrology and tarot and you really want to bring that together, there's something here for you in studying the Tree of Life, okay? And the Tree of Life is, you know, it's the entirety of creation. It's from the physical all the way up to the astral, the higher realms. And the Tree of Life acts as like a spiritual organizer and are the cables that transmit the divine to the earthly, okay? And in the Tree of Life, there are 10 archetypal energy spheres, like I said, starting with Keter all the way down to Malkut. And we talk like about the crown, we talk about wisdom and understanding as we move down the Tree of Life, okay? And as humans, we're at the base level at physical, and we try to move up and get to the top, okay? And get to the crown, get to wisdom, get to God, right? To source, to Keter. So something here for you guys. This is pretty advanced stuff. Hinduism is pretty complicated. The Vedas are, Vedic astrology, etc. Complicated stuff, many gods and goddesses. And the Tree of Life too is, you know, it's basically a system that pulls everything together. So this is quite complex, and I feel like for you, pile number 2, you must be quite into learning or studying, and you must be quite into nerding out on some things, I feel like, because this is not for, you know, these are both very you know, intense systems, okay? And wonderful, absolutely wonderful to learn from, especially if you're into astrology and you like tarot as well. Very, very key. All right, and for Hinduism, talking about the vegetarianism, talking about chakras, talking about past lives, karma, oming, chanting, all of that. So let's go ahead. You guys wanting to get much deeper into the spiritual realm. I feel like pile number 2, you're hungry for that knowledge. Let's go ahead and see what you've got here. Compassion, the heart of compassion. Pile number 2, compassion for your cycles of death and rebirth in your life. Pile number 2. We have joy and stability, the 4 of Wands, okay? So being happy with where we're at and having compassion for ourselves in the past and for what we went through in the past. War and battles, for sure. Okay, pile number 2, I really get this now. I feel like this is past life energy for you guys. And there must be something from your past life that some of you guys feel are still with you, that sometimes disrupts your peace or the enjoyment of your current life, okay? So there's something about letting go of, or not letting go of our past lives, because they are a part of us and they are a part of our Akashic, but, you know, but integrating that and having compassion for versions of ourselves in past lives, you know, that maybe in this lifetime we wouldn't make the same decisions, right? And I feel like some of you guys are like, you know, even in this lifetime, when you guys rub against like some harsh energy or energy that takes you out of your center or your focus, or is warlike, I feel like Spirit is saying, you know, you guys are very strong in your foundation, 4 of Wands here, and you have a lot of compassion for yourself and for others, and that's what helps you move through the challenges in this life, okay? You're very strong, pile number 2. Ooh, we have the swan. I love that. I feel in Hinduism, the goddess Saraswati, she rides a swan, I believe, off the top of my head. And so you guys may want to look at the goddess Saraswati. She's like, when I think of her, I think of the sacral chakra, the divine feminine, creativity, feeling inspired with our creativity in our work, like feeling like we're just in one of those phases of, you know, working and being creative and producing and, you know, music, dance, whatever it is that we do artistically, like just being totally on point, okay? So Spirit is saying, you know, and it's such a stark contrast, right, to wars and battles and the swan. And I feel like some of you guys, you may experience some disruption here with the swan energy in this lifetime. Like you're in this lifetime, you're a peaceful soul. In this lifetime, you want to create. In this lifetime, and it's not to say that you weren't in other lifetimes, I feel, pile number 2, but, you know, it's like we want to, sometimes we do things, we make it harder for ourselves because of experiences that we did in the past or in this lifetime or in other lifetimes. We make it a little bit harder for ourselves. And Spirit is saying here, have compassion for yourself, okay? Have compassion, even in those moments when you feel like you're kind of slipping back, okay? Because it is wisdom. It's the past is just showing us wisdom and how our soul is growing, like the tree of life. As we move our way up the tree of life each lifetime and we learn more as a soul, it's just that evolving. It's going deep here. Venus, wow, and Venus is associated with the swan. So we could have some Tauruses or Libras in this pile too, but you guys are lovers, not a fighter in this lifetime, okay? You're lovers, not a fighter. And it doesn't mean that you're not strong, joy and stability. It doesn't mean that you're not strong. It just means that, you know, you want to experience things differently in this lifetime. I feel, pile number 2. It's, you know, it's not in a passive way. I don't feel passive. It's more like you want to be more of attracting in this lifetime versus pushing all the time, okay? And just letting things naturally happen here, 4 of Wands. Stepping through, step in and step all the way up those dreams or projects you've been resisting. Yeah, that's what the creative projects, pile number 2, big time for you. Now's the time to start, even if it's just one small element of the bigger picture. No more excuses or tomorrows, right? And if you're doing anything to sabotage yourself when it comes to your own creativity or your own like space to create in, Spirit is saying don't do that anymore. Whatever you have been putting off, the universe is now pushing you to make it happen. You may feel a little outside of your comfort zone, but that is where the magic is. You may need to plot a course, invent a way through, or take a leap. Break it down. Allow the puzzle to come together piece by piece through the courageous act of making a start. Oh my God. And all that courage that you showed in other lifetimes here, pile number 2, is now coming through in this lifetime, but in a different way. And it's beautiful, okay? Oh, look at this, the moonlight, right? And some of you guys here with this War and Battle card and then the moonlight, I feel like some of you guys kind of withdrawing from tense situations or healing from a past which could have been, I mean, angry, or people acting angry or violent towards you or impinging on you. I feel like you guys just getting more peace and healing from some of these experiences. And I also feel a much more, like I said, yin, creative lifetime for you now, pile number 2, okay? Which is lovely. We have the roots of abundance. I feel like your soul can finally breathe. Look at this tree. Sometimes you look at trees and you're like, the tree is breathing, you know? I feel like this tree is breathing. Oh, and the tree of life. And look at this. You have the tree, right? Oh my God, it's so funny. I love spirit, okay? The tree of life, and now you have the roots of abundance, okay? So I think this is also saying for those of you that have creative projects, or you're entrepreneurs, or you do something creative, or you work with your hands, or you help make other people feel beautiful, hairdressers, I mean, whatever it is that you do, pile number 2, I feel like in this lifetime, you don't have to keep punishing yourself for anything, pile number 2. You're doing great. It's time to step through and day by day allow more of yourself to grow and flourish in this lifetime. Spirit is really wanting you to take root in this lifetime. I feel like some of you have been kind of holding back and sort of not taking root in this lifetime at times. And Spirit is saying, take root in this lifetime. It's a beautiful lifetime. And it's going to be very healing for you. It has been, or it will be, okay? And this is when things are really they're not gonna have as many interruptions. This is the lifetime when things are really gonna take root, okay? And we have wisdom. Look at that. Talk about the tree of life. The tree of life here too is all about wisdom. And actually on the tree of life, the crown is Ketor, but then right after that is Hokmah, which means wisdom, okay? And yeah, look at this. Look at this beautiful wisdom. Experience and failure lead to wisdom. Apply wisdom to a present situation. Learn from the spirit world and its collective knowledge. Yeah, definitely. You guys learning from the spirit world and its collective knowledge. And stepping through and not continuing to punish yourself in this lifetime. That's why I feel like Rahu and Ketu, North Node and South Node, are important for you guys to study, because look at how much wisdom is coming through. Look at your eyes. Look at how much you guys absorb, all right? You guys are my strong ones, pile number 2, for real, for sure. And yeah, there's so much wisdom here for you. And I feel like these two systems they're deep, and they're very, very, there's a lot there. You could live a gazillion lifetimes and you wouldn't be able to even fathom all the wisdom in these two esoteric systems, or as Hinduism's a religion, but you wouldn't be able to even fathom all of it because it's so much, right? But I feel like you guys I love the determination on her face too. I absolutely love it. Fire sign energy in this pile as well, I feel like. Or some of you guys could have a fire moon, all right? And I feel some of you guys could have a moon and a fire sign, or like a Venus and a fire sign or something, or fire rising. But on the outside, it's like you appear more tame, but I feel like on the inside, you guys are these epic fire starters, okay? Stepping through 4 of Wands and wisdom, all right? No more beating ourselves up over the past. No more cutting ourselves off or having ourselves sidestep whatever. No, in this lifetime, it's all about your creativity, your beauty that you bring into the world, and the abundance that you create, not only for yourself, but for others, pile number 2, okay? Yeah, let's go ahead. I just want to say, I feel like your guides are telling me right now, pile number 2, that you're a very special soul, okay? And they want you to know that you're a very special soul. And it's important for you to really root down in this lifetime, because there's a lot of good work here you're doing in this lifetime. So let's see, why is it important that pile number 2 take a look at these 2 esoteric systems here, Spirit? Why is it important for pile number 2? Why is this important? King of Cups, okay, because I feel like you guys are closing a chapter on some stuff from your past, and you're gaining that wisdom, you're gaining that compassion for yourself, and you're seeing things in a new way. It's like you're closing the chapter on some things from the past, and you're getting a lot of emotional wisdom and compassion. All right, so it's very important, because again, I feel like you're closing a chapter and moving on. Let's see what else here. Why is this very important? Oh, here's the 4 of Wands again. I am getting the energy of a father here for some of you guys too. Whether your father is passed or still living, I do feel like there's some kind of peace to be made with that, or some kind of, there's just, you know, I don't know how far I want to go with saying that, pile number 2, because I feel like it's very internal to you, but I just want you to know that if this father energy has in your life has passed, whether it's a grandparent, a father, an uncle, somebody who had a really important role in your life, I feel like pile number 2, there's going to be deliverance, there's going to be freedom, there's going to be emotional freedom, okay? And there's going to be simplicity. 4 of Wands came up twice here, right here and right here, joy and stability. I feel like you guys do have guides, and you have spirits from the other side cheering you on here, all right? And helping you move through these experiences in your life, okay? So yeah, it's about happiness and resonance. Pile number 2 is what I feel. Happiness and resonance. I mean, I want to go deeper, but I feel like I want to leave it there too. Let's pull a few more cards and see for my pile number 2s. Why is this important for pile number 2 here? We have Page of Swords, because you guys are forever students, and you're always learning, and you like to take on the impossible, baby. Because you got curious minds, because you're always you're always curious about how, and I feel like you guys have a natural curiosity towards your past lives, or towards how to create more happiness in your life, how to create more confidence, happiness, and closure. Is I feel like a, you know, it's a wisdom code for you. It's a wisdom light code for you. And I feel like you guys know that. You know it, okay? It's going to unlock something in you. And it's like, why do I feel like I want to play a game of rock, paper, scissors right now? It's so funny, okay? But anyway, I feel like it's going to unlock a wisdom code in you, and you know it. And I feel like it's something you've been looking at for a while, but it's sometimes it feels like the unsolvable puzzle, and Spirit is saying, no, it's actually really simple. We're going to help you close this cycle, okay? Why else here? Why else here? Yeah, because I feel like with this 10 of Wands, it's like you guys have been trying to kind of continue on your own without really, I feel like some of you have been driving yourselves hard, or you've been, you know, accepting of certain things, or your attention has been torn away from something that you need to look at, okay? It's like you get into the machinations of daily life, of responsibilities, of things that need to happen a certain way, and you may feel overwhelmed by it, or you may, I mean, I feel like you guys can do it. I don't even know if you feel overwhelmed. I feel like you guys are like sometimes resigned to yourself, to the fact like, I can do this, I'll kind of do it myself. Meanwhile, looking wistfully back at something that could have been, I feel like some of you guys have had to be on your own for a while, and you may be thinking of someone from your past, whether it's a father figure, a romantic figure, someone that just doesn't leave your mind, okay? No matter how much you try to distract yourselves. And this could definitely be a past life energy here, and I feel like this is why, like, you can't pretend it's not there, because it is. And I'm not going to go too farther into that pile number 2, but I do feel like there's something for you to look at here. Yeah, we have 5 of Wands. So Spirit is saying here, in the past, wars and battles, right? This war and battles card. And it's like, what are we fighting for? You know? What's that song? Oh, boy. One love, one life to live. You gotta give it. It's, I think it's called One Love. And yeah, it's 9:11 on my clock right now, which means it's 11:11 somewhere, right? But yeah, I'm trying to think of that song. I think it's by U2 and Mary J. Blige do a version of it. I think it's called One Love, One Life to Live. You've got to give it a chance, right? We've got to carry each other, okay? And it talks about, you know, how like we're all in this together, and it's like it's almost this energy of what are we even fighting for anymore? Like, I forgot, I don't even know. And yeah, and there's no need to fight anymore, okay? I feel like Spirit is saying, let's get after it. Let's get into building, all right? Let's build something new here. Yeah, you guys here, Justice. I mean, I feel like some of you guys may get stuck sometimes on a past life, or get stuck from prior in your lifetime when things were not fair, or when there was no really authority figure, or there was nothing that really, there was nothing really there to stop what was happening, all right? And some of it was the time that you lived in. I feel like you could have past lives going back to like Athens, Greece, or going back to like Turkey, Greece, like that time. That's what I'm kind of feeling here, okay? Sicily, I'm getting that energy. And I feel like, you know, there wasn't anybody there really to call the shots. And I feel like in this lifetime, you are the one that does that. Libra energy, Justice. You call the shots this time, and you say, and this, you know, Justice is also a karma card, which when we talk about Hinduism, yes, we are talking about karma, dharma, right? What are our duties to ourselves and to others in this lifetime, right? And coming back with our minds. Like, I feel like you guys came into this lifetime, like, you know, it's more mental for you in this lifetime. It maybe in other lifetimes it was more physical or more ego driven, but in this lifetime it's very mental, okay? And there is a mental focus here on learning and growing and transcending karma, all right? And just avoiding the fight altogether, all right? So let's see what else here. Page of Pentacles. Okay, so yeah, and I feel like some of you guys may see injustice in the world, or you may see things that happen and you're not okay with it, right? And you want to make sure that everyone's safe and protected. And, you know, you want something to come in and kind of stop injustice from happening is what I feel here, so that people can really thrive and really have a peaceful, happy place to do their work, all right? And that's wonderful. I feel like that's wonderful and that's noble, pile number 2, but Spirit's like, don't let it, I mean, really, like, you are going to have peace, and don't let it stop you. Take the first step, okay? Roots of Abundance, Page of Pentacles. One more card here. Yeah, 7 of Wands. All right, so good boundaries, protecting our space, standing up for ourselves, and standing up for others. It's all cool, pile number 2. But at the same time, I feel like I need to tell you here, this lifetime is more mental, and it's more about wisdom. It's more about compassion, and it's more about, you know, it's more about drawing into us what we need rather than going out and clubbing someone over the head for it, right? And I'm not saying that's what you did. I'm just saying, like, I feel this lifetime, the roots of abundance for you are sweeter in this lifetime, okay? Pile number 2. So that's what I'm going to leave it at, my dears. I mean, you're always going to have this soul of yours, the Chariot. Like, you're always going to be a hard driver, baby. It's always in there. But I do feel like in this lifetime, things are supposed to be sweeter for you, okay? So that's what I am getting for you, pile number 2. I hope that you enjoyed that reading. And Yeah, and I hope that gave you a little bit of clarity on some things for you, okay? Very different tone than pile number one's reading, and it just goes to show how the energy shifts and changes, okay? So thank you so much, pile number two. Take care. Let's go ahead and move on to pile number three. Okay. Let's do it. All right. Clearing the energy. Pile number three, welcome to your reading. You chose this beautiful amethyst, and right now I'm listening. I don't know if you can hear it in the background, but I'm listening to a Cultivate a Positive Aura music, and I'm loving it. I just feel like, yeah, like really relaxed in your reading already, pile number three. And today's reading is called What Esoteric Ancient System Holds Wisdom for You Now and Why? Now, every single pile got two ancient systems here, and we're going to look at each. We're going to look at the two that you got. We're going to look at your oracle cards, and we're going to look at your tarot cards, okay? So let's tap into the energy. Spirits, angels, and guides, please connect me with pile number three and their beautiful souls and their oversouls and their higher selves and their loves and the energy of their heart. Let's look and see. I asked for a lot for you, pile number three. Let's look and see for my pile number threes. What esoteric system should pile number three be studying right now? Buddhism. I love it, pile number three. And we have Western astrology, okay? So you guys got Buddhism and Western astrology. I love that. So Buddhism gives us insight into the nature of reality. It involves meditation, awareness, kindness, and wisdom to the path of enlightenment and the end of suffering for all beings, okay? I feel like Buddhism really brings simplicity. It shows us the middle way or the path, and it teaches us to have loving detachment, okay? Especially for those of you that are people pleasers, that have, you know, had issues with overgiving, or you've had, you know, or you had a very abusive growing up, or very selfish parents around you, or you had just, you know, loves in your life that have been very selfish and challenging, right? And Buddhism teaching us a way to have mental peace and clarity in our heart, in our minds, and to kind of let go, okay? To sort of breathe deep and to let go of our suffering and to help us find enlightenment and to live kinder, more aware, meditative lives, okay? And to have loving detachment, not like I could care less, F you kind of detachment. I mean, sometimes we need to do that, but like, it's more like, you know, I'm not going to let this ruin my day, because even if it's hard, I'm going to stay in my peace. And it's not about bypassing. It's more just about, okay, I'm going to let this person go their way and I'm going to go mine, and I'm going to lovingly detach. Okay. So yeah. And, Buddhism talks a lot about radical acceptance too, accepting what is. And, I've been really into Buddhism lately, and I really was into Buddhism in my 20s, and then I sort of kind of fell off with it, but I've been really into it, and I've been watching a lot of Tara Brach. I don't know if you guys know her videos. Her last name is Brach, and she has some wonderful talks on YouTube about like radical acceptance and letting go of fear, and, you know, just developing kindness and patience. It's like so soothing. I just love it. So good for you. I love that. No wonder I was feeling so peaceful, and I was listening to that Cultivate a Positive Aura music during your guys' reading. And your other ancient system here is Western astrology, which goes back to like Hellenistic, Babylonian times, very ancient system, although astrology has been getting very popular again, that it goes very, very far back, okay? With Western astrology, we learn about the influence of the planets on us, the personality, and our personality. We have a psychological understanding of self and others. When we study Western astrology, that's really what we're doing, right? And we try not to, in Western astrology, I feel like sometimes people can get very stereotypical about some of the signs, right? But really we want to go deeper, look at our whole chart. We want to study it. We want to learn. We want to look at those that we love and use this to help us understand ourselves and understand others more and have compassion, right? And yeah, and also studying the stars, right? Going up at night, looking up at the stars, looking at how beautiful they are, connecting with the stars. For those of you that resonate with the energy of star seeds and the energy of like as above, so below, star seed energy, looking up at the sky, all of that here with Western astrology. It's not just studying the planet like, oh, I'm a Taurus, or oh, I'm a Gemini, or whatever. It's actually the lived experience of astrology and going up and looking at the night sky. All right, connecting, you know, the planets to ourselves and what's happening, okay? So realizing our role in this great universe, right? And for those of you that identify with starseed energy, or maybe you haven't heard that before, maybe you should look that up. And it's not necessarily a function of astrology, although there are astrologers out there who will read your chart to see if you're a star seed, because there's certain things in the chart. There's some special astrologers who do that, but I just mean more like studying the planets, okay? And maybe it's time for you in pile number 3 to study a specific planet in your chart, okay? Maybe you're going through your Saturn return right now and you should really look at Saturn. Maybe you are an astrologer and you've been studying astrology for a long time, and this is just a confirmation that yeah, you're supposed to, and this is part of your life path, okay? Maybe some of you guys have been considering doing astrology or taking classes, and this is a green light from the universe saying, yeah, go for it, right? But understanding our meaning and our place in the universe and in with the stars, and yeah, maybe it's time for you guys to finally dig into that, you know, Mars transit that you're having, or it's time for you to look at Uranus in your chart and how it functions. Maybe you have heavy Neptune energies in your chart, and it's time to do some, you know, work with that. It's time to study it more. It's time to do some chanting. It's time to do some mantras for specific planet placements, right? It's time to get healing around certain issues. So I love that. Also, Western astrology to me, like for me, is very psychological. And so it's about learning our minds, right? Understanding our psychology and where we fit in the world, okay? So these are two things that you guys in pile number 3, Buddhism and Western astrology, that Spirit is urging you to kind of look at and study, okay? So let's find out why this is important for pile number 3 right now. Discernment. Okay, right? Discernment. Wow, I love that. And a lot of times, you know, like we think of Buddhism as like very forgiving and very like kindness and wisdom, right? But we can't forget discernment. Discernment is really important, especially when we're dealing in spiritual circles. And discernment's important. That has to do with the mind, right? So let's see what else we have here. Manifest, the magician. Okay, so working with the energies, working with the planets, discerning when this is a good time. I was actually thinking of planetary elections for you guys, and I don't know if you know, like, you know, if you've heard of that before, if you understand like when it's a good time to do things based on the planets, right? Or you know, during certain spells under certain planetary configurations, or yeah, you can get real technical with it, right? Making certain talismans during like the full moon, or during, you know, the Mars transit that you're having, you know, whatever it happens to be. I feel like Spirit is really wanting you to look at what's happening around you and use it to your advantage. And I mean that I mean that in a very loving way, but like use the planetary cycles to your advantage. Understand them so that it will help you manifest, all right? We have heart chakra. Wow, it's so interesting because pile number 1 got heart chakra too. So this is talking about the mind and the heart, right? This is talking about the mind and the heart. and needing that in spirituality, right? We have to have discernment, but we also operate from our heart, and our mind is strong, all right? And we're weaving the mind and the heart together to create this beautiful symphony here. Oyster. All right. So some of you guys feeling like, okay, I'm, protecting your heart, right? Protecting your heart and having discernment. Maybe there's experiences here that you had in your past, pile number 3, where people disappointed you or people hurt you, or you're needing to let go of experiences that, made you kind of want to withdraw within yourself. I'm also getting Cancer energy in this pile for those of you that have that in your chart in any way. But this is about, protecting ourselves when we need to, right? Because sometimes we do need to protect ourselves. But this is also like saying it's okay to let people in. It's okay to open up again, okay? Trust, right? And I feel like this is where the Buddhism is going to come in and help you, this sense of opening up and trusting again, and alleviating suffering, right? And I feel like the Western astrology here is like the discernment and the manifestations that are happening. Let's see what else. Libra energy, okay? So talk about discernment, weighing everything out, bringing two things together. And I feel like this Magician is oddly like Libra-ish, because we see the two hands out like that and the energies coming together, kind of Temperance-like too. Temperance or, like Temperance or Libra energy, I also feel like too. So, talking about putting the mind at peace, putting the mind to rest so that we can make decisions from a place of loving detachment. Also air sign energy, being a little bit more detached about things, right? Looking at things from a higher perspective, not as a way to withdraw our heart or to hide from our feelings or whatever, but as a way to sort of balance our energies out, okay? We have throat chakra, express your truth, okay? This chakra is the origin of expression. It's the source of life spark that inspires your aliveness and stokes the creative fires in others. This is an outer sharing of your inner being, the glowing song of your soul on the winds of your flight to understanding more of who you are. Connect to the crux of your potential and take it further than you could have imagined. As spirit fuses into the tangible, it actualizes a platform for greater experience, and new facets are sculpted, seeded, and shared as a fractal light in the form of your own unique language. Talk about the Magician and language and Mercury, okay? So a lot of this is the mind, I feel like here too. Like uniqueness in what you have to say, uniqueness in how you see things and pull things together here, okay? And expressing your truth, throat chakra. So not spiritual bypassing, right? But expressing our truth and opening up that throat chakra and letting our heart be free here too is what I feel like. All right, let's see what else we have here. The Wizard of Awareness. Oh my God. This Wizard of Awareness looks so funny. He kind of, not funny, but you know what I mean. He actually reminds me of an astrologer named Rick Levine, okay? So maybe some of you guys, Rick Levine always looks like a wizard to me. And it's interesting because he lives in Seattle and I live in Seattle, and I've seen him at some events before. And anyway, you guys, for those of you that study astrology or like it, you may look him up online. He looks like a kindly wizard, and he's been doing astrology for a really, really long time. So maybe catch his stuff on YouTube or look him up online, but he's a really cool astrologer. And so I'm just thinking of this. But yeah, I feel like with this wizard energy, it's like a teacher that not only like knows mentally what to do, but a teacher for you guys that also is very connected to the heart space, like a very kind, loving, and warm teacher, especially with Magician here, signifying learning and growth and communication, language, okay? So finding a mentor that like really has a really good nature, I feel like here too, for you guys in pile number 3. Like, I mean, I said two people. I said Tara Brock and I said Rick Levine, and they're both like wizards, and in their own way. So look them up, pile number 3, if you don't know who they are yet. We have seeing beyond, right? Seeing beyond, you know, kind of like our need to kind of protect ourselves at times, or seeing beyond those situations when maybe we held back too much, or maybe we didn't let people in because of certain things that happened in the past, right? And here with the third eye, it's like we're seeing beyond, okay? And yeah, I think it's really interesting. If you're a practicing astrologer and you have another spiritual system that you work with, I think that that's really cool and interesting. And I think it adds more to your flavor as an astrologer here. But seeing beyond here is also about our intuition and seeing spirit, all right? And yeah, I want to read the oyster card here too. Focus. Okay, the magician energy, discernment, your mind, right? Focus, your mind and your truth here. There's a lot here about learning and growing. For enlightenment, okay, Buddhism is all about enlightenment right here. And it says, focus. For enlightenment, stay in the moment. Chop wood, carry water, avoid distractions, meditate, bring unresolved issues into view. Wow. Chop wood, carry water. That is like so Buddhist right there. And staying in the moment, avoiding distractions, meditation, and focus. This is a huge part of your ability to manifest and speak your truth and see what's really going on in situations, pile number 3. And become wise, you know, with where you put your efforts and intentions. Okay, so yeah, I love this. I love this for you guys. Let's see the oyster card here. I want to see this. It's water energy. Whenever I think of the oyster, I think of Cancer energy. But let's go ahead and look at the oyster here. I had oysters the other day, which recently I've gone to being a vegetarian, so I don't think I'll be having oysters anymore. But like, you know, I had them maybe a few weeks ago. And anyway, you know, let's go ahead and see. So oyster, patient, secret keeper, hiding inner treasures. Yeah. The focus and focus. The focus and determination of the oyster is unmatched. Anything an oyster personality puts their mind to, they achieve with grace and charm. The only problem is oyster types often take their inner gifts for granted. They become shy or doubtful, and this can lead to withdrawing or protecting their deepest desires and life's work. When the oyster card appears, it's important to reveal your inner treasures. What have you been hesitant to share? The world is waiting to see. Wow, okay. When an oyster is out of balance, it can feel reluctant, gripping, and can clam up. Okay, to bring oyster into balance, we should share something. Throat chakra, express your truth. God, I love spirit. Oh my God. Okay, when an oyster is in balance, it feels blessed, generous, and masterful. All right, yeah, so freaking cool. I love that for you, pile number 3. Okay, I'm going to put this amethyst here just to kind of between Buddhism and Western astrology, because I feel like I want to join them together for you and create a little spell here, okay? But let's go ahead and see. Let's go ahead and see here. For my pile number 3s, I'm getting Gemini energy in this reading too, all right? This wizard energy. Wizard, Gemini, Virgo. Let's go ahead and see. Also feeling Aquarians here too. Libras are showing up here. Cancers. Let's get into it. Why is Buddhism and Western astrology important for pile number 3 right now? 7 of Wands, all right? So kind of get you out of that cage, right? Bust you out of that cage. We see love written on his chest right here. And we see, you know, busting ourselves out of that cage, you know, getting free from, you know, whatever it is that we feel has been holding us back, okay? Like we talked about that oyster spirit and being willing to share our gifts, our unique ideas with the world, all right? And so, you know, I feel like some of you guys with expressing your truth, especially if you feel defensive or if people are judging you, we may get into that 7 of Wands energy where we're just like, well, if it didn't work out, right, or you don't want to listen, I'm just going to kind of push it away, okay? And Spirit is saying here, no, actually open up. Let's see what else. Why is this important to pile? I also feel like this is helpful to you guys in your day-to-day lives when you encounter things that are challenging. or things that kind of test you. I feel like this focus and peace, this mental peace, Libra, discernment energy becomes even more important. This focus, seeing beyond, all right? Seeing beyond the battle, seeing beyond the ego too, right? Seven of Wands is a Mars and Leo card. Seeing beyond the ego, focusing. Let's see what else here. We have the King of Pentacles, all right? So something here about you guys building off of your prior successes and just continuing to grow, all right? And financially lucrative for you two here as well. And I think finding a system to help you deal with kind of the roughness that sometimes we get in everyday life is important, right? That's why Buddhism is there. With Western astrology, some of you guys could really make money or be, you know, quite developed in your field someday. And I feel like your successes are just going to kind of line up, and it's going to be, you know, you're going to build off of it. Okay. What else here? What else here? Why is this important for pile number 3, please? 3 of Wands. Okay. So yeah, I feel an entrepreneurial spirit or energy here. All right. And I feel like you guys kind of taking charge, and not in a way where it's ego. It's like, I have to be right. I don't feel it in that way, right? The Buddhism perspective is going to soften you there, pile number 3. I feel like it's more like you guys having the confidence, presenting your ideas, not, you know, and it's not like you don't care what other people think, or you're like F you to other people. I feel like it's more like you're just like genuinely confident in yourself and building off prior successes, okay? And I feel for some of you, this has to do with career, or changing a job, or having an interview, or going to do something totally new, all right? Starting a business, being an entrepreneur. I feel like some of this is about that for you guys. And some of you guys may be having planetary transits right now that are building on this energy for you. Let's see what else here for pile number 3. We have 4 of Wands, right? So you guys looking forward to the future here. We have the 3 and the 4 of Wands. So it's a progression, right? It's like you guys kind of start off doing it on your own, presenting your ideas, not being afraid to kind of show where you're at and where you're headed. And then other people quickly getting on board with you and saying, yeah, I'd love to partner up on that, or I'd love to collaborate, or I'd love to do this with you. And you guys thinking about your future and how you kind of want it to be. Like, you know, thinking of yourself into the future and thinking, what kind of people do I want around me? What kind of life do I want to have? Where do I want to live? Like, how can I enjoy my life more, right? Is another thing that I feel here. Oh, here's the Queen of Cups. Talk about Buddhism. When I think of like Tara Brach and her show, or her YouTube talks and things like in her books, I think of the Queen of Cups when I think of her for sure. Talking about this patient, loving kindness energy, very empathic energy, pile number 3, okay? And it's, you know, and with the 7 of Wands here, you know, it's like maybe in the past people taking advantage of that, or people not respecting certain things, but I feel like that's done now, pile number 3. I don't even really want to talk about it, because I feel like you've become so focused and wise, and you're seeing beyond the lies now. It's like discernment. Yeah, you can discern what's true and what's false by what you feel, okay? Whether it's ego displays or whatever, like you can discern all of that now, and you know, and it frees you to be the most loving version of yourself, okay? It really does. It frees you so much to see this growth within you, okay? Let's see what else here for pile number 3. Ace of Pentacles right here with the King of Pentacles on top of it. Talk about starting from the bottom and moving up. All right. It's slow, steady progress, right? But it's progress that yields immense and lasting results. Commitments, okay? Very much about commitments and where you are choosing to kind of, you know, set up shop, or where you're choosing to kind of plant down roots. And I feel like some of you are having new opportunities to sort of plant roots, okay, in other areas. And it's like, yeah, Spirit is saying here, Ace of Pentacles to King of Pentacles, like we started it and we lovingly paid attention to it, and it's like sowing something, right? All the love and devotion and attention that goes into that, and at the end, a beautiful product that someone can love and enjoy, or you can enjoy, right? And I love this. I feel like you guys are so tender-hearted in this way. Even if you have like this Seven of Wands, like tougher exterior to you, the way that you go about your work, or the way you go about doing things, is so tender, okay? And you watch things grow. I feel like for some of you, maybe it's plants, or it's this earth energy of needing kind of even more of that around you. But I feel like you guys are very tender, okay? And you do have that perfect kind of soul for Buddhism, that, you know, kind awareness, that meditative state, and letting things grow in their own time. Patience, so much patience, okay? And so when you're ready, it's effortless, okay? It just happens for you. Let's see what else here for pile number 3, okay? Oh, okay, we have Judgment, right? So again, letting go, and I'm like reading this as literal judgment here. It's almost like, you know, becoming aware of, you know, that sometimes in the world, we may feel like people who are a little bit ahead of us, or it doesn't even matter. We're not here to compare journeys, or just feeling like people may have looked down on us, or they haven't been supportive of us, okay? And, you know, with this discernment energy in your reading here, I feel like it's understanding like who's a true friend and who's truly aligned with you. And some of you guys may have had some challenging experiences that left you feeling very burned in the past, okay, pile number 3. But this is part of this letting go, radical acceptance, and accepting what is with Buddhism here. And I love that. It's like, though the world may be burning and things like that, like I'm not numb to it and I see what's happening, but I'm also just continuing to be the best shepherd of my own flock that I can be, you know? And I think, and not worrying about how other people are seeing you, like just going for it, okay? So let's go ahead and see for my pile number 3s, what else here, Spirit? What else here? We have 8 of Pentacles. Wow. 8 of Pentacles, chop wood, carry water. That's exactly what I said, right? Focus card, 8 of Pentacles, talking about putting our focus into something important as a way to also help us not get so worried about what other people are going to think, or how other people will judge us, or how other people will look at what we're doing or the decisions that we're making. Because guess what? You're making really great decisions, and you really are being patient, pile number 3, and you will be expressing your truth. And yeah, it might be a shrill wake-up call to some people, but you know, it's okay. You're not doing it from a position of wanting to hurt others. You're doing it from a position of loving kindness, and hoping, you know, that your truth will resonate with others, and it definitely will, because you've done the work here. 8 of Pentacles. If there's a Buddhist card I've ever seen in a tarot deck, it's probably the 8 of Pentacles. It's that chop wood, carry water, loving attention to detail, being focused, and receiving enlightenment in the moment when we're doing something that we really love, okay? And yeah, this is beautiful energy for you, pile number 3. I feel like saying namaste to you. I feel like bowing to my pile number 3s and being like, you got this. You've got the focus, you've got the determination, and you will be speaking your truth, okay? In a loving way, because that's who you are, pile number 3, all right? So everyone in pile number 3, take care, my loves. And if you like this video, please consider giving me a like or a comment or subscribing to this channel. It really does help the algorithm. It helps me grow, and it helps me blossom for you. So thank you so much, everybody, and hope to see you again next time. Take care.